All right, we are live. Pull up the window here. All right, first thing that I wanted to point out, I know I've talked about this before. Both teams entered the World Series with a 9-3 playoff record. They now are each at 10-4. There's the Rangers. There's 10-4. You see that? If someone were to lose the last the next three games, they would finish at 10-7 for the playoffs. Let's see, Rangers is 107. Rangers is 44. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but something to keep an eye out for. And the winner will go 13. If someone wins the next three games, that means the winner will go 13-4. Obviously, we've shown that this World Series is in tribute to Terrorize equals 134. Actually, it's funny. I did a video on that. Did a live stream on Terrorize in 134 a couple months ago, which is kind of a weird coincidence, and now it could be coming into play. But anyways, tonight's game is game three. Hold on, where's the... Here it is. Game three tonight. So we've got Scherzer, Fat. Scherzer is number 31. Fat is number 32. The Rangers currently have 31 playoff wins, so they're looking for number 32. Let's go to the M cubed page for a second. I want to look at the all-time series. So all-time series, this will be the 56th matchup between the Rangers and Diamondbacks all-time. Obviously, hold on. How do I close the window? There it is. As you know, Society of Jesus equals 56. Max Scherzer, who I want to talk about here. Where's Max? Here's Max Scherzer. So he's 39 years old right now, right? New York. New York is 39. So is Arizona. The reason why New York is important is because he was just traded from New York earlier this year on July 29th. And July 29th, pull up the date calculator here. No, not 9. 7/29 of this year until today is 93 days. And New York and Y, that's 93 and 39 as well. And Max Scherzer actually started his career with the Diamondbacks, as you see there. And he wore number 39. And look at this, he was round 1, pick 11. And I've talked about a lot how the World Series could end on 11/1, 1-1-1. And again, New York 1-1-1. Something that's interesting about Scherzer is that, and I did mention that 93 days. And remember, the Rangers had that big 107-93 ritual against Baltimore where they won their 93rd game of the season on 10/7. What was I going to say about Scherzer? I was going to say that in recent years, in the last couple of games he's played, because he's coming back from injuries, had a short leash. You see here, 4 innings pitched, 2 and 2/3 innings pitched there in Game 7. It wouldn't shock me if maybe he doesn't pitch that long tonight, but then he comes in on 11/1 and maybe closes it out or maybe gets the win somehow. And what's funny is that if you look at the Rangers' record on the road this postseason, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. If the Rangers win their next 3, they'll finish 11-0 on the road in these playoffs. I don't think that's something that's ever been done before. And You could have the 11th overall pick, maybe factoring into that somehow. Gonna get done on 11/1. We'll see. The next thing that I want to talk about is Pat Mahomes. This is Pat Mahomes Sr., not the guy who's currently the quarterback for the Chiefs. This is his dad. So he was born on August 9th. He's 53 years old right now. And so August 9th. From August 9th until November 1st is, I need to put up the month, 2 months and 23 days. Just like Skull and Crossbones, 223 is that's what's on the logo of Skull and Bones. Remember, Scherzer pitched 2 2/3 innings in Game 7 against the Astros. There was another 223 here with Mahomes. What was it? It was, oh, that's right. He went 7-6 in his 1 year with the Rangers and pitched 107 innings. And this World Series, as we know, it's the 119th World Series. Reminds you of 9/11. So, of course, it connects to Osama bin Laden. And Osama bin Laden was born, he died on 5/2. And he died 53 days after his birthday. I'll just show you that here. From 3/10/2011 until May 2nd, 2011. He died 53 days after his birthday. Just like how Pat Mahomes right now is 53 years old. And if you write out Osama bin Laden, it equals 241, which is the 53rd prime. And it also equals 110, like there are 110 stories on the World Trade Center towers. And something that the media has been making a big deal about is that just 2 years ago, you see these are the 2021 standings, the Diamondbacks lost 110 games. They only won 52, now it's the Rangers' 52nd season, and the Rangers lost 102 games. And they said the attack lasted 102 minutes. Art of War, 102. And also, earlier I was just talking about how the team that wins tonight will have a playoff record for this year of 11-4, as you can see there. Zach had a video the other day, actually it was yesterday, talking about 114. I'll just play it here.
Okay, too. So, the Jesuit logo, the sun with the eclipse. The Jesuits, a military order. You see how World Wars 114 and 102? If you didn't know this, Art of Wars 114 and 102. Look up why we know about Art of War. Supposedly written by Sun Tzu. There's no historical record of Sun Tzu ever existed. The reason we know about that text is not...
Okay, Art of War is also 39, which is interesting. We were just talking about 39. And yes, I showed you 102 with the Rangers. Art of War and World War, both 114 and 102. Right, and with back to Osama bin Laden. Let's see, 241, the 53rd prime. That's big because we know Adolis Garcia wears number 53. Evan Carter was born on the 241st day of the year, which is the 53rd prime. And he wears number 32, and then Adolis Garcia was born on 3/2, and then 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo. You get the idea. Other thing is that just bin Laden, which is what he's often referred to as, which it's not really his last name because it wasn't really something I understood, but they basically say here, the Arabic Linguistic Convention would refer to him as Osama or Osama bin Laden, not bin Laden. But, I mean, the Wikipedia page calls him bin Laden, so I think we can call him that. Bin Laden equals 34, just like how if the Rangers win the World Series, they will get to playoff win number 34. And Osama bin Laden did die, or he was born in 57. Sorry, he was born in 57, like how World Series is 57. And I forgot to pull up Bruce Bochy. Has 50 or will get his 57th playoff win this year if the Rangers win the World Series. And bin Laden was also born on, here we go. He was born on March 10th, so that's the, as you can see here, that's the 69th day of the year. Texas equals 69. And he would also be 66 years old right now. As you can see, he died at age 54. That was 12 years ago, so he would be 66 right now. Texas is also 66. Also, bin Laden equals 61, like how Game 5, 11/1 will be maybe it's was it the other? Oh, okay, until next year. Sorry. Game 5 will be 6 months and 1 days before the anniversary of his death, and it's also 26 weeks and 1 day. And that's interesting because his full name, just type out all of that. Guess what it equals? 261. Isn't that disturbing? They have these sports games. Not only do they have these sports games tied to people like Theodore Herzl, but they also have them in tribute to terrorists like Osama bin Laden. Come on. What is wrong with these scriptwriters? But yeah, so it's 26 weeks. 26 in 1 week until the anniversary of his death. And I believe, yeah, and because next year's a leap year, which means that there's 52 weeks and 2 days next year. And because of that, that means until from the previous anniversary of his death is also 26 weeks and 1 day. And also something that I don't know how I missed it, but I can close that page. I don't know how I missed this, but so we got George Bush born July 6th. I think a lot of people know that at this point. From July 6th until 11/1. Okay, well, that's interesting that it's 16 weeks and 6 days. Secret Society is 166. And 77, like he's 77 years old right now. That's interesting. But if we do a span, it's a span of 119 days after his birthday. And again, there's been 3 previous World Series that have started on October 27th. That was, I'll just scroll down here, 2001, 2010, and 2015. Those 3 World Series all started on October 27th, and this one here as well. The latter two, 2010 and 2015, they both ended on 11/1. And in 2001, that was the first one to be played on November 1st. And remember the Diamondbacks, I know I've talked about this before, the Diamondbacks went 11-6 in those years' playoffs, and 116 is 9/11 rotated 180 degrees. They also won that, speaking of 114, that finished on 11/4. So that was a perfect tribute to 9/11. And of course, George Bush threw out the first pitch in that game as well. And And also with this was the 97th World Series, and the Diamond, like it won't show it here, but actually maybe if I click on it here, will it show me? Yeah, 84. So plus 13, that's 97. If the Diamondbacks do win the World Series, they will 97th win of the season, just like how they last won the 97th World Series. It's a possibility, and there is with all the 52, with all the 52s going around. Like obviously, I've talked about this a million times. Texas Rangers is 52, and it's their 52nd season in Texas, and or will it tell me? Yeah, NL has 51 wins. They're looking for 52. And what's interesting is in the Rangers' first World Series, 2010. So let's just backtrack a little bit. We know it's 67 to 51 for the American League right now. So this would have been 67, 66, 65, 64. Oh, no, sorry. My bad. This is the winner's column right here. 67, 66, 65, 64, 63. So 63, so that means they would have had 62 at this point. And this was the 106th World Series. So 106 minus 62 is 44. So that means the National League got their 44th World Series win in the Rangers' first World Series. And Rangers is 44. So that the first time that happened, it went against the Rangers. The first time the Rangers won the World Series. However, that means the next time that it happened, which was the next year, the National League got their 45th win in the World Series. They did not stay on 44 against the Rangers. So there's not that one's not really a clear picture. And I've talked about this before with 68 and 119. As I said, they go together like peas in a pod. Because that's when World Trade Center construction started. That's when George Bush graduated from Yale. That's when the first 911 call was made. It's when the season of the New York Jets won their only Super Bowl. The NFL this weekend. So I was just talking about Pat Mahomes. Here's his son on the Chiefs. He threw for 241 yards. And again, 241's the 53rd prime. Like how his dad is 53 right now. And his dad is connected to this year's World Series. Now that's interesting that he went 42 and 39 in his career. Arizona, 42 and 39. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll win the World Series, but it makes sense why they're here. And there's one other thing. Shoot. Oh, NFL scores. So the Cowboys, who played just down the street from the Rangers, look at this. They improved to 5-2, and there were 63 combined points. And I've talked about that a million times already. How the Cowboys, or sorry, not the Cowboys, how it's the Rangers' 52nd season in Arlington. It's their 63rd overall. And they had another 53 here with Tony Pollard running for 53 yards. You had Dak Prescott with 304 total yards. Again, the Rangers could get that 34th playoff win if they win the World Series. And then the Arizona Cardinals, they were down by a lot, but then they kind of came back at the end and made it a close game. This had 55 combined points. The Arizona Cardinals have currently played, Diamondbacks have played 54 playoff games, which means tonight will be their 55th playoff game of all time. And something to think about here. They have, well, this could go, what is going on right now? What just happened? Okay, this could go one of two ways, in my opinion. Where did it shoot? Oh, God. Okay, look at so the Texas Rangers currently have 26 losses against the Diamondbacks all time. The Diamondbacks also have 26 playoff losses all time. So it's interesting that the Diamondbacks have played 54 playoff games, and the Rangers have played 55 games against the Diamondbacks all the time. So the numbers are just one off, which is kind of weird. But the games are in Phoenix. Phoenix is 26. I mean, someone could win the next three. And that would either mean the Rangers stay on 26 losses against the Diamondbacks, or could mean the Diamondbacks stay on 26 playoff losses all time if someone wins the next three. I mean, how many times have I talked about how the World Series has a good chance of ending in Game 5? And this is, I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but this is the 56th playoff matchup between the two teams. I feel like there was more with Scherzer, but now I'm blanking on it. Oh, I remember now. Okay. So, as I said earlier, Max Scherzer started his career with the Diamondbacks, and he wore number 39. And he's 39 years old right now, and he's facing them in the World Series. Look at his rookie year. They say, for the season, he was 0-4 with a 3.05 ERA, and he struck out 66 batters in 56 innings. And we can just verify that here on Baseball Reference. Actually, go back to his homepage. First season. Yep. 3.05 ERA, 56 innings pitched, 66 strikeouts. And again, this is the 56th matchup between the Diamondbacks and Rangers. The Rangers currently have 35 playoff losses all time. Are they going to stay on it? We'll see. And 66 strikeouts, like I mentioned earlier. Texas 66. Don't know if there's anything else that I need to talk about right now. Again, I said it's 93 days after. Just go to today for a second. Oh, October 30th. Sorry, my bad. What is going on? October 30th. There we go. Again, that's 93 days after Scherzer was traded to the Rangers. See that there? Oh, with 35.5 million. Okay. We were just talking about 35. And significance of 93, just for your refresher, God's Son. There's God's Son, 93. Crucifix, 93. Nazareth, if I can spell it right, 93. 93 and 39 too. And 42, just like. And, well, there's one more thing. Oh, and then New York, NY, where he was traded from. And back to the topic of 39, the College World Series this year, which always factors in to the World Series. 52 was a big number in this College World Series. I will show you why in just a second. LSU, who eventually won it all, just write up LSU, it equals 52. Florida, also LSU, they won before they reached the championship round. They won 4 games. I'll show you that here. 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. So that means LSU entered the final round here with 52 wins. Florida entered with 50 wins, And then they got their 52nd win against Oral Roberts. And Oral Roberts is the Golden Eagles. And Golden Eagles is 52 and 56 as well, interestingly enough. And what was it? Wake Forest, who was the #1 overall seed, they entered Omaha with 52 wins. And Oral Roberts, who are the Golden Eagles, they only won 1 game. So that means they finished on 52 wins. And funny enough, their only win was 5-6, just like Golden Eagles. So 52 was a big number in that in the College World Series this year. And as I've said many times, the Rangers' 52nd season and Texas Rangers equals 52. But the National League could get their 52nd World Series win. But with that being said, I lost my train of thought. 68 was also a big number in this World Series because, look at this, LSU was 48-15 coming in. And then they went 4-1 in this round, and then they went 2-1 in this round, which means they went 6-2 in Omaha, which means they finished 54-17. 54-17, that's 71. Minus 54 plus 17 is 71. Minus the 3 games that they played, that's 68. So LSU entered the championship round with 68 games played on the season. And with Florida, it was the same thing. They just went 3-0 in that first round. So they entered Omaha with 65 games played, and then they won 3. So both LSU and Florida entered this final series with 68 games played. And also what's interesting about this one, so this is 2023. In 2017, those 2 teams also matched up in the College World Series final, as you can see here. And in the 2017 Big League World Series, that ended on 11/1. And that was a Texas team getting their first title. Is the same thing going to happen? I don't know, but I do kind of find it interesting. And also with LSU, so I said LSU was 52, just like Texas Rangers, but Tigers is 39. Let me press enter. Tigers is 39, just like Arizona. And let's see here. Arizona 84, 39, 84, 39. And the funny thing about that date, that was 628, no, 626, and that had 39 date numerology. Also had 177 date numerology. That was it's the 177th day of the year, like how George Walker Bush equals 177. That must have been not that long before his birthday. Well, it was only 10 days before his birthday. Interesting. See if anyone's saying stuff in the chat. Nope, I'm just talking to myself. All right. Yeah, my voice is getting a little hoarse, so I'm going to end it there. I'll talk to you later.